Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chaksurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah Sri Chaitanyamanubhistam Stapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Sapadandigam Adadana Srinandandairidam Yache Puna Puna Srimad Rupa Padambujo Dilisyam Janma Janmani Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Panchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva Patidanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. I was born in the darkest of ignorance with my eyes closed shut, but my spiritual master has opened my eyes with the torchlight of transcendental knowledge. Therefore I offer my humble obeisances to his lotus feet. So we wish you all a very happy Diwali. Diwali ki badai ho, badai ho. According to our Panjika, today is Diwali, because now since we had Purushottam month, the solar month and the lunar month are together. Today's the 15th day, so that means Amavasya. But as we could hear last night, everybody was celebrating Diwali yesterday. They may wonder why is that, why we're celebrating different days. Because the common people, they consider that Diwali is celebrated in the evening time. So today is definitely Amavasya, because at sunrise it was Amavasya, and it's the 15th day, because now lunar calendar, solar calendar together, so 15th day means Amavasya. But since Diwali is celebrated in the evening, by evening time Amavasya Tithi has finished. So last night we had the praman that everybody was celebrating Diwali yesterday, and that's why. But actual day that Krishna performed the Damodar Lila, that is today. And we're going, with the mercy of our past acharyas, we're going to relish this pastime to its fullest extent. And a few modern scholars also will quote. So first of all, we'll take you to Gokul. Without ticket, without visa, no security check, no reservation, no mask, and no lockdown. Because this beautiful Lila of Damodar happened on the Diwali day in Gokul. And because this Dama means rope or to tie, bind, and Udar means belly, so because this pastime happened in the very middle, today is 15th, so it's the middle day of Kartik, so the whole month of Kartik became known as Damodar month. So what happened was Mother Yasoda was very upset. Everybody's coming and complaining that her Lala is going to their house and stealing their butter, milk and yogurt. In fact, our Madhavananda Prabhu, he just published in his, on Ekadasi day, the Krishna Bhagavatamrita Bindu, something like that. Krishna Katamrita Bindu. He translated a song. Mother Yasoda is just completely fed up. I can't take it anymore. Everybody's bothering me that my Lala is coming and stealing from. Everybody's in my face. So she thought, but my Patidev, Nanda Baba, he has 9 lakhs of cows. You know the meaning of 1 lakh, 1,000. So 9 lakhs means 900,000 cows, almost 1 megabyte. So दूध, दही, घी, yogurt, दही, makhan, ये सब नदी के बराबर हमारे घर पर बैठी रहती है. These things are flowing in our house like river. Why Lala will go to someone else's house to steal? Why he'll go to someone else's house to steal? So she considered it must be that the servant girls, they don't make the butter properly. Therefore Lala goes to someone else's house. They have better butter. It's so hard to get good help these days. Even 5,000 years ago, Mother Yasoda had this complaint. So she thought, tomorrow's Diwali, so I will give all the girls chutti, day off, and I personally will make the yogurt, the butter. Then Lala won't have to go and steal. So we just heard Nanda Baba has 9 lakhs of cows. Of those, there's 1,000 special cows. To those 1,000 special cows, they feed the best, sweetest, juiciest, fattest grass in Braj. And they take the milk of those 1,000 cows, special cows, and feed that milk to 100 very special cows. And they take the milk of those 100 very special cows, and they feed that to 10 super special cows. And then they feed that milk to Krishna's favorite cow, Padma Gandha. So most of you know Padma means lotus, and Gandha means fragrance. So that's Krishna's favorite cow. Her milk is just as fragrant as lotus. So Mother Yasoda took the milk of Padma Gandha, and in the evening she heated it up to make yogurt. Because in Braj, we don't scrape off the cream and churn that into butter. We take the whole milk, turn it into yogurt, and churn that yogurt into butter. If you come sometime in the springtime to the Brindakund festival, you can try your hand at churning yogurt into butter. You can see before your very eyes. And I read one article that butter and ghee made from the cream, that creates the bad cholesterol. And that butter made from the yogurt, the butter and ghee made from the yogurt, creates the good cholesterol. Since you guys all worry about these things, I'm telling you I read this article. So she heated up the milk, and then she put in the yogurt culture. So next day, she wanted to churn the yogurt into butter, makhan. Now, all the mothers know, and those of you going to be mothers soon, someday, you'll learn soon enough that you're unable to do anything around the house as long as the children are awake. I see all the mothers are laughing, they know. So Mother Yasoda, she took Lala and she put him in his bed and she began to sing sweet little melodies, lullabies to put him to bed. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So when Krishna was finally asleep, the Mother Yasoda brought the yogurt and she poured it into the butter churning pot. We have a big clay pot, very thick clay pot for churning the butter. And there's a big wooden rod we call rai. It's got little spokes on it. It's all made out of wood. And there's 2 ropes tied to the wall and wrapped around the pole to keep it straight. And then we wrap one rope around like that a couple of times, and then we go like that and it spins. Brrr, brrr. So Mother Yasoda began to churn the yogurt. Prrr, 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 just like sound of this mridanga. And Mother Yasoda, she has so many bangles. Whenever I go to the West, I see all the ladies, they don't have any bangles. I feel so sad. Here in India, they can't go outside the house without bangle. And Mother Yasoda has so many bangles. And they're all going ching, 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 like this kartal. And Mother Yasoda, she's singing the names of her Lala. Govinda Damodar Madhaveti, Govinda Damodar Madhaveti. So Mridanga is going prrr, prrr, kartal is going ching, ching, Krishna Nam is going. This is Nam Sankirtan. How Lala is going to sleep with Nam Sankirtan going on? Prabhupada explained that as soon as you chant Hare Krishna, Radha and Krishna, they go, oh, someone is chanting our name. And immediately attracts Krishna's attention. Then he explains the secret is we want to chant with so much love and devotion that Radha and Krishna will say, oh, someone is chanting our name. Let us go and see who it is. Now Mother Yasoda, that's our ordinary kirtan, attracts Radha and Krishna. But Mother Yasoda, she's chanting in Vatsalya Prem. Vatsalya Prem kirtan is going on. How Krishna is going to sleep with Vatsalya Prem kirtan going on? Not possible. So immediately he woke up. But his bed is very tall and he is very small. He's looking how to get down. He can't figure out how to get down. So finally, he slipped his feet over the edge of the bed, like that. But he's too small, he can't touch the ground. And now he's gone so far down, he can't pull himself back up either. He's stuck, his legs are kicking in the air like that. He began to cry. But brrr, brrr, ching, ching, Mother Yasoda can't hear his crying. Anyway, anyhow, finally he gave up and let go. Boom! And he came down. Then he ran to Mother Yasoda's churning room. And that person who's churning the hearts of everyone in the whole universe, he began to stop the churning rod of Mother Yasoda. And Mother Yasoda thought, oh, this Lala, he's too much hungry. He wants to drink some milk. So she stopped her churning, she took him on her lap, and she pressed her breast into his mouth and began to feed him milk. And Mother Yasoda was just seeing the beautiful face of Lala. So beautiful, blackish color like a blue lotus flower. Beautiful lotus petal eyes. Curly black hair circling his face. We heard about his shining kundala earrings swinging on his cheeks. And little pearl-like drops of milk are coming from the corners of his mouth. Bing, 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 bing. This is the beautiful scene that Mother Yasoda is relishing. She just forgot everything. We can't imagine how ecstatic this must be, seeing Krishna in his most attractive form as Gopal, drinking milk from her own breast. She just forgot everything. In fact, she forgot that in the kitchen she's heating up the milk to make sweets for Lala. So we read in Srimad Bhagavatam that milk began to boil over. We know if we leave the milk, if we're not careful, then it will boil over. It began to boil over into the fire. But in their commentaries on this verse, our acharyas have explained something else. That milk was thinking that Lala, he has unlimited love for Maya, and Maya has unlimited love for Lala. She will go on giving milk, he will go on drinking, she will go on giving, he will go on drinking, she will go on giving, he will go on drinking. This will go on forever. I will never get offered to Krishna as a sweet. What is the use of my life? He decided to suicide himself by jumping into the fire. Meanwhile, Mother Yasoda, she smelled something. We all know that smell. And she just put Krishna down and ran to the kitchen. Actually, I should say, she tried to put Krishna down. In America, we have a saying, like a monkey on your back. Just like when I lived in Colombia, South America, we had a pet monkey on our farm. And once he gets on your shoulder, there's no way to get him off. You put his tail around your neck. With one hand he's holding your sika, other hand holding your ear, one hand holding one arm, one hand holding another arm. You can't get him off of your back. So Mother Yasoda tried to put Lala down, but he twisted his 2 feet around Mother Yasoda's arm. Like that. Then he grabbed her choti, her braid, with one hand. He grabbed her sari with the other hand. Anyway, anyhow, with great difficulty, Mother Yasoda put Krishna down and ran to the kitchen. And we read in Srimad Bhagavatam that she began to pull out some wood and sprinkle water to stop the milk from boiling over. But our acharyas have explained what actually happened was that milk was thinking that Mother Yasoda, she had the perfection of life. Krishna in his most attractive form as Gopal is sitting on her lap, drinking milk from her own breast. We can't imagine the fortune of Mother Yasoda. All we can say is, Ma Yasoda ki jai. Mother Yasoda has perfection of life, but she's not worried about her own perfection. She's worried about the Vaishnava. This milk is a Vaishnava devotee who will get offered to Krishna in the form of sweets. Seeing Mother Yasoda's extraordinary love for the Vaishnava, that milk jumped out of the fire back into the pot. He jumped back into the pot. Meanwhile, Krishna, he became very angry. Now this is very interesting. Mother Yasoda has made Krishna angry. But we know Mother Yasoda, she's a symbol of bhakti. And we know bhakti means anukul, but Krishna has become angry. So this is very interesting. But actually, what Rupa Goswami says, anukulyena shilanam bhakti uttama. Her bhav is that this milk is to be offered to Krishna as sweets. So her bhav is anukul. Just like comes, Krishna had a big fight. Now Krishna loves birya ras. Fight, we all like a good fight. Except for me, I was the cause of fights. Anybody started to pick on me, I would never fight. But everyone else would come and I would be the cause. If somebody picked on me, then everybody would come. But generally, little boys, they like to fight. So Krishna likes a fight. So he's having a good time fighting with Kans. But Kansa's bhav, although Krishna is relishing, Kansa's bhav is pratikul. He wants to kill Krishna. So Mother Yasoda's bhav is anukul. She wants to serve Krishna. She's left Krishna to serve him. Therefore, this is still considered bhakti. So he thought, now what rascal thing can I do? This Maya, I was drinking milk so nicely, and she just put me on the ground and ran away. So he thought, let me break the butter pot. Now we told there's a big rai and churning rod inside that pot. Brr, brr, brr. It has to be very heavy, otherwise it'll break. So not easy to break this pot. But in the kitchen, there's a special stone for grinding the spices. We have a grinding mortar and a grinding stone. That's a very heavy stone. We grind the spices, we grind the palak to make palak paneer. So he went and got that stone and pow! He smashed the butter pot. And all half-churned butter and yogurt and whey went all over the floor, made a big mess. Then Lala thought, uh-oh, I'm going to get in big trouble. His eyes got very big. So he decided to run away. So he ran out the door of the butter churning room, but as he ran out the door, he saw in the storeroom, there's so much butter from the days before. Jai, just on time, huh? Jai, Sisi Gornitai, Sisi Krishna Bala, Sisi Radha Shyam Sundar Ki, Jai. So he saw the butter hanging there from the days before. So he thought, let me get that butter. So he went into the storeroom, but the butter's hanging from the rafters. So he grabbed the ukkal. Ukkal means the grinding mortar, wooden grinding mortar. Because this Lila is called ukkal bandhan, being tied to the grinding mortar. So he climbed on top, he untied that butter, he brought that pot downstairs, and he ran out to the courtyard, and he began to eat all the butter. Now those of you who've been here in Vrindavan for some time, you know that as soon as there's food, who comes? Bandhu. So all the monkeys came. Krishna's eating butter and all the monkeys came. And Krishna thought, in my previous avatar as Lord Ram, these monkeys gave so much help to me, and I didn't give them anything. At least this avatar, let me give them some butter. So he began to feed butter to all the monkeys. Meanwhile, Mother Yasoda set the milk right, and she came back to the butter churning room and she saw a big mess, big hole in the pot, and half-churned butter and whey all over the floor. Last night I was giving class to all the Russians. So I told, she didn't have to be KGB to understand what was going on. Because there's little buttery footprints all over the place. Little buttery footprints going out of the churning room, buttery footprints going into the storeroom, buttery footprints all over the ukkal, and buttery footprints going out to the courtyard of Nanda Maharaj. So on the way to the courtyard, she grabbed a stick. Now Krishna, he's feeding butter to all the monkeys. He had his back to Mother Yasoda. He couldn't see. But the monkeys saw. Just like you've seen, those of us who live permanently here in Braj, we all carry a stick. You've seen the devotees that stay here, we carry a stick. It's good for monkeys with tails and monkeys without tails also. Because you'll go across the street, you'll buy your fruit, and you'll come walking back, carrying your bag carelessly. And one monkey will come and tear that bag, and all the monkeys will come and grab your fruit. Or the monkey will come and jump on your shoulder. He'll grab your glasses. He'll climb on the high wall, and he'll start eating that part that sits on your nose. And you can scream, you can wave your arms, you're out of reach. He's out of reach. For that monkey, you don't exist. But if you have a stick, then immediately throws that glass and runs up the tree. So Krishna didn't see Mother Yasoda, but the monkeys, they saw Mother Yasoda. They all ran up the tree. So then Krishna turned around, he saw Mother Yasoda's coming with a stick. And she's running and Krishna's running all around the courtyards. And Mother Yasoda's running behind. But she's got big heavy hips and her breasts are very swollen, she can't run so fast. She's huffing and puffing and trying to catch that Lala. And we're singing every night, Yasura Biolu Kala Dava Manam. Bia comes from, is another Sanskrit form of bhai. We know fear. Now this is most astonishing. Krishna's running in fear of Mother Yasoda, and we know that Krishna, he's feared by the fear personified. We've been in dangerous situations and we've become afraid, but we can't imagine running into fear personified. My goodness. He's feared by fear personified, and he's running. In fact, Kunti Devi in her prayer, she says, I'm just astounded. Krishna's running from Mother Yasoda in fear. She prays to the Lord, let me see that pastime again and again before my eyes. I'm just amazed. He's feared by the fear personified, but he's running from fear of Mother Yasoda. Now I have a very good friend. I don't know if anybody were friends on Facebook with Hare Prabhu. Very nice scholarly devotee. Very humble. He's been relishing this Damodar Astakam like anything. So he talks about this fear. He says that Krishna is afraid of Mata Yasoda. Because in Sanskrit, the most common word for mother is Mata. Mata. But sometimes Mata can also be in masculine form. Mata in masculine form means to measure, or one who measures. Just like the scientists, they're all Mata. They're taking their ropes of their telescopes, the ropes of their microscopes, the ropes of their radio telescopes, and they're trying to measure this universe. They're Matas also. But Krishna, he's known as a Hoksaja. He cannot be approached by the senses, by their ropes. But he's afraid of the ropes of Mother Yasoda, because by her ropes he can be bound by her love. We know in Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, there's one verse, Mukti dadati karhichit sma bhakti yoga. Mukti dadahi karhichit. Sometimes Krishna gives mukti. Even that's not very easy. But he gives it sometimes mukti. Sma, but never bhakti. Mukti dadahi karichit sma bhakti yoga. Why? Because by bhakti Krishna becomes bound. In the pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, not Dhruva Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj. When Ambarish comes back, Ambarish goes all the way to the Vaikuntha. And Lord Vishnu says, Aham Bhakta Paradino. He says, I'm under the control of my devotee. Lord, by his own lotus mouth, is telling, I'm under the control of the devotee. So Krishna doesn't give bhakti very easily. He's afraid that they'll become controlled. But Mother Yasoda has love. To those matas who try to understand Krishna by their mind, he's not afraid of them. They cannot touch him. But Mother Yasoda can bind him up. Atyant. So she was running. Somehow, Krishna decided, my Mother Yasoda, she's huffing and puffing. So let her catch me. So from behind, she caught him. Then he began to rub his eyes with his two lotus hands. Now Hare Parsad explains, it doesn't say lotus eyes, it says lotus hands. Because he's crying. So water is coming from his eyes. Water doesn't come from the lotus. The lotus comes in the water. We see the lotus is born from the water. Saroja. Saroja means who's born from the water. So many nice words are like that for lotus. So his lotus hand is, water is coming from his eyes, so his lotus hands are there smearing that water. His lotus hands are smearing that water. Because it's being born, as lotus are being born from the water in his eyes. In this way he's been relishing this Damodar Astakam every few days. He takes another sloka and analyzes it. So, Mother Yasoda finally caught Krishna. He's rubbing his eyes. His kajal is being smeared all over his face. Because we see all the little boys in Braj, they have this black kajal around their eyes. That's smearing all over Krishna's face. And he's looking at that stick in Mother Yasoda's hand. He's completely frightened. And Mother Yasoda, she thought that he's too much afraid because he's looking at that stick. She threw that stick away. But I'm going to have to punish you somehow because you're a thief. And Krishna said, well, if I'm a thief, it's because of you. Hare, you cheeky little fellow, what are you saying? No, Baba always talks about in your family there's one chor ghosh. In your family there's one chor ghosh. So if I'm a thief, it's because it's your fault. It's coming from your side of the family. Oh, you're just a little monkey. Yes, I'm going to go live in the forest with the monkeys. Hey, Bhagwan, he may do that. Mother Yasoda became frightened. He may go to the forest and live in the forest with the monkeys. He can do such a thing. He said, hey, Bhagwan, what to do? I have to tie him up. That's what she thought. I will have to tie him up. So, Hari Parsad explains, this is very interesting, because this is Diwali day. We're celebrating the day when Lord Ram was freed from the forest. Now his Banwas is over. He's freed from the forest, Diwali. But in another forest, Krishna is being bound by his angry mother. Opposite. He's being bound by his angry mother in another forest. So Mother Yasoda decided, I'm going to tie him up. And she said, and your accomplice in this thievery is this ukal. And I'm going to have to punish you. I'll forgive you for breaking the pot. That was a naughty thing to do. But this thievery, if you grow up to become a thief, you'll get so much trouble in your later life. So I'm going to have to punish you so you don't. Mother Yasoda's punishing Krishna out of love. Just like these nasty atheistic politicians in Tamil Nadu, they say this pastime is child abuse. Tamil Nadu is very famous for atheistic politicians. So they're all saying this is an example of child abuse. But Mother Yasoda is chastising Krishna with love. She doesn't want him to become a thief. He'll get so much trouble. And your accomplice in this thievery was this ukal. So I'm going to tie the both of you together. So Mother Yasoda got some rope and she tied it around the ukal, and when she went to put it around Krishna's waist, his 2 fingers too short. So she got some more ropes and still 2 fingers too short. Meanwhile, all the older gopis, her friends, they came, they all began to laugh. Arisaki, this morning you tied a little black string around his waist. Now with all these ropes, you can't tie him up? They all began to laugh. When Mother Yasoda got more ropes, still it's too short. Because Mother Yasoda is angry. Angry means Rajagun. Can we tie up Krishna with Rajagun? We can't even tie him up with Sattvagun. So then she got some more ropes, and Krishna saw that, all right, let Mother Yasoda tie me up. Because Krishna, we heard in Bhagavad Gita, he has no beginning, middle, or end. How you'll tie something up like that? It's not possible. Not possible. But by her love, one is our endeavor, one finger is our endeavor, one finger is Krishna's mercy. Say, Tesam Satadiyuktanam Bhajata Privi Purvakam Tadami Buddhi Yogatam. Krishna says, I give the understanding. We can't understand Krishna, but Krishna can, by his mercy, if we endeavor, then Krishna gives his mercy. Dadami, I give the understanding. So finally, somehow or other, she tied him up. Because she began to laugh. All her friends were laughing, and her mother Yasoda began to laugh. As soon as she laughed, she transcended all the modes, and immediately she tied him up. Then she went to the butter churning room to clean up the mess. Meanwhile, all the Kahor boys came, along with Baladev. And Dauji he saw Krishna tied up like this. He became furious. Hare Kanaya, who did this to you? I will burn that person to ashes. Because we know Dauji in his form as Anantashesh, he burns the universe to ashes at the end. So I will burn that person to ashes. You just tell me who did this. He said, Maya. Maya did this? What did you do? I didn't do nothing, Maya. Dao, I didn't do nothing. Nah, if Maya tied you up, you must have done something. I'm not getting involved. All right, Madhumangal, Batuka. Young Brahmin boy we call Batuka, just like we sing Batu Dvijaraj. Batuka, help me out. Madhumangal said, look, you guys always make the plan. You guys always execute the plan. Then you guys all run away. I'm lame, so I get stuck behind. I'm the one that gets in trouble. Now you're in trouble, I'm happy. Stoka Krishna, Sri Rama. So Stoka Krishna, Sri Rama are trying to untie this knot. But this knot is tied with Vatsalya Ras. And Kahor boys therein? Sakya-ras. This Sakya-ras cannot untie this Vatsalya Ras knot. All right, you guys are useless. Get out of the way. Then he saw the two Arjun trees standing in the courtyard. And Krishna remembered that previously those two trees, they were Nalakuvera and Manigriva. They were bathing in the river, and Narad Muni came and they were naked, and the girls immediately covered themselves, but the boys were too much intoxicated. So Narad Krishna to become trees. They fell at his feet. He said, yes, you'll be trees until Krishna comes and frees you. So remember that Narada had told this to these trees, so now it's his duty to fulfill the word of his devotee. So he crawled toward the trees, and the ukal got stuck in between. The ukal is attached to Krishna by ropes. There's some connection. Same way, ukal can also mean very bad person, just like us. We have done so many sinful activities in our life you don't want to know. But because somehow we're connected with Prabhupada, we're going out and distributing books and liberating people. We have no quality, but because there's some rope, Prabhupada's order is there, we're following that order, we're able to we have no qualification to liberate people. So that ukal, he has no qualification to liberate, but he's connected to Krishna. Actually, Krishna put one foot on one tree, one foot on the other tree. He didn't even have to pull. Just by the touch of Krishna's lotus feet, they're liberated from their aparad. And these two Arjun trees came crashing down. Now sometimes in Prikrama we can point out an Arjun tree to you. There's some small ones here. But I've seen huge Arjun trees, especially in Mauritius. By going to Mauritius, this pastime became more sweet for me. Because Mauritius is an island in the Indian Ocean off the coast of Africa, Madagascar. So these tufans come in. 175 miles per hour, that means over 200 miles per hour, kilometer per hour winds are coming. And all along the roads of Mauritius, there's these old Arjun trees. They have big, heavy root systems. They don't knock over. Even in 200 kilometer per hour wind. So this pastime by going to Mauritius and seeing all the roads with these Arjun trees became more relishable. And Krishna knocked over two. 200 kilometer per hour wind doesn't knock them over. Krishna knocked over two. Huge sound was there. Nanda Baba came running. Nanda Baba came running. He saw Krishna, these trees were covering, the branches and leaves were covering the entire courtyard. They're huge old Arjun trees. covering the whole courtyard, but Krishna's lying in between the two trunks safe. And Nanda Baba got a big fright. He ran there. He's in Vatsalya Ras. He immediately untied that knot. Bing! Krishna jumped into his arms. Krishna jumped into his arms. So, Nanda Baba said, Lala, who did this to you? He said, Maya. What did you do? Baba, I didn't do nothing. Huh? No, what did you do? Nothing, Baba. And Mother Yasoda, she also heard this crash. She came running. So, she wanted to take Krishna from Nanda Baba's arms, but as soon as Lala saw Mother Yasoda's coming, he hid his face in Nanda Baba's shoulder. And Mother Yasoda came on this side, he hid on this side. She came on this side, he hid on this side. Then crying like a cow who's lost her calf, Mother Yasoda went running to her room. And Baba said, Lala, go to your Mother Yasoda. Nahi, Nyet. I don't want to see this Maya Yasoda. I was drinking milk, she threw me on the ground, she tasted me with a stick, she tied me up. I don't want to see this rascal Maya. Hare Lala, who's going to heat up the milk to put you to bed tonight? I said, Tu Baba. And who's going to tuck you into bed and put you to sleep? I said, Tu Baba. And who's going to wake you up in the morning with sweet lullabies? Tu Baba. And who's going to bathe you and dress you? Tu Baba. I don't want to see this rascal Maya. So Nanda Baba, he took Lala home. He bathed him, he heated up the milk, gave him some hot milk. Then he put him to bed and tucked him in and said, now Lala, you take rest. No Baba, you have to tell story, Baba. So Nanda Baba said, okay Lala, one time, many thousands of years ago, there was a very evil king named Hiranyakashipu. And even though he was an evil Daitya, his son was a great devotee, Prahlad. But he put him in school and tried to make him into a demon by teaching politics and so many things. But Prahlad was preaching Krishna consciousness to the students. So Hiranyakashipu called his son. He said, my dear Prahlad, what have you learned in school? What's the best thing you learned? Baba, I didn't learn anything in your school. But I learned the best thing is to surrender to Lord Vishnu and leave this miserable material world. Vishnu, my enemy, you've taken shelter of my enemy. Where is your Vishnu? I've never seen him. Oh, Baba, he's everywhere. He's everywhere? Yes, Baba. Is he here? Is he here? Is he in this pillar here? Yeah, Baba, he's in the pillar, he's everywhere. Then he pulled his sword and he smashed the pillar to smithereens. And then Lala jumped on the bed and went, Rah! And pretended to rip Hiranyakashipu in half. And Baba said, I never told him this story before. How does he know the end? How does he know the end of this story? So now Lala, you take rest. The next morning, Nanda Baba woke him up, bathed him and dressed him. Then Mother Rohini came. And Mother Rohini said, Lala, my Yasoda is so sad, she couldn't even complete her sentence. She's so shocked. Mother Yasoda is going to leave. She couldn't finish. But Krishna understood, Mother Yasoda is so upset, she's going to leave her body. Immediately he jumped out of Baba's arms, he ran into Mother Yasoda's room and jumped into Mother Yasoda's arms. Yasoda Damodar ki jai. So this is the very day that this Damodar Lila happened, and the Diwali day, and we're very fortunate to be here in this wonderful place of Vrindavan where this Lila actually happened. Now we know here in Vrindavan, our Jiva Goswami established a temple, Radha Damodar. Radha Damodar Lila is different. We shouldn't mix the bhavs. Radha Damodar Lila takes place on the Kartik Purnima. This is the middle of Kartik, Kartik Purnima, end of Kartik. This is found in Bhavishya Puran. That one time Krishna, on Kartik Purnima, Krishna came late for the Rasa dance. So Radharani was suspecting he must have been with some other gopi. So she took a golden belt and tied him around the waist, bound him up. And she wanted an explanation. She made angry mudra. You know angry mudra? Hands are on the hips and toes tapping. And Krishna explained it was Kartik Purnima today, so Mother Yasoda kept me home for some special festival in the house. So I was late. So then Radharani undid that rope. And so this is Radha Damodar Lila. Sri Sri Radha Damodar Ki Jai. So we have a few more minutes. I wanted to read, since we're singing these verses every night, we should hear the translation. This is by Satyavrata Muni and Satyavrata Muni in Padma Purana. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge and bliss, whose sharp-shaped earrings are swinging to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Gokul, who, due to the offense of breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept hanging from a swing, is quickly running from the wooden grinding mortar in fear of Mother Yasoda, who has caught him from behind, who ran with greater speed. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, I offer my humble obeisances. Seeing the whipping stick in his mother's hand, he cries and rubs his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes are filled with fear, and the necklace of pearls around his neck, which is marked with 3 lines like a conch, is shaking because of his quick breathing due to crying. To this Supreme Lord, Sri Damodar, whose belly is bound not with ropes, but with his mother's pure love, I offer my humble obeisances. By such childhood pastimes as this, he is drowning the inhabitants of Gokul in pools of ecstasy, and is revealing to those devotees who are absorbed in knowledge of his supreme majestic opulence that he is only conquered by devotees whose pure love is imbued with intimacy and is free from all conceptions of awe and reverence. With great love, again I offer my obeisances to Lord Damodar hundreds and hundreds of times. O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benediction, I do not pray to you for boon of impersonal liberation, nor the highest liberation of eternal life in Vaikuntha, nor do I want any other boon. O Lord, I simply wish that this form of yours as Bala Gopal in Vrindavan may ever be manifest in my heart. For what is the use to me of any other boon besides this? O Lord, your lotus face, which is encircled by locks of soft black hair, tinged with red, is kissed again and again by Mother Yasoda, and your lips are reddish like the bimba fruit. May this beautiful vision of your lotus face be ever manifest in my heart. Thousands and thousands of other benedictions are useless to me. O Supreme Godhead, I offer my obeisance unto you, O Damodar, O Ananta, O Vishnu, O Master, O my Lord, be pleased upon me. By showering your glance of mercy upon me, deliver this poor ignorant fool who is immersed in an ocean of worldly sorrows and become visible to my eyes. O Lord Damodar, just as the 2 sons of Kuvera, Manigriva and Nalakuvera, were delivered from the curse of Narada and made into great devotees by your form as a baby tied with a rope to a wooden grinding mortar, in the same way, please give me your own prema bhakti. I only long for this and no desire for any kind of liberation. O Lord Damodar, I first of all offer my obeisances to the brilliantly effulgent rope which binds your belly. Then I offer my obeisances to your belly, which is the abode of the entire universe. I humbly bow down to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and offer obeisance to you, the Supreme Lord, who displays unlimited pastimes. Sri Yashoda Damodar ki. So if anybody has any questions and not anxious to run to prasadam, we can try to answer your questions. Somebody give Bhakta mic. Where's our Bhakta mic?
What time of the day Mother Risha died and Krishna, and what time he was died?
I've never heard any exact time, but it sounds like daytime. You see, usually you do all the butter churning in the morning time, I've seen in the villages, so it must have been morning time. And it's Diwali, this morning it's Diwali, definitely. This afternoon I can't tell, but I didn't have time to study. It must have been done in the morning time, because we do all our duties in the morning. Mother churning the butter in the morning, and we're churning our hearts in the morning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any other question? Where's our Jigasu today?
Hare Krishna. Thank you for the niceness. Prabhuji, I heard that this Diwali festival celebration, after when Krishna killed Narakasur, Bhaumasur, when he liberated 16,000 these princes. So when he returned back to Dwarka, and all Dwarkavasi, they celebrate with this festival. From there, they in this Indian subcontinent.
That's right, I never heard that. I only know that it celebrates Lord Ram returning to Ayodhya. That's interesting though. But the oldest festival is Lord Ram's festival. But it's interesting knowledge. Thank you very much. I can't say anything because I never heard it. It's interesting. Anyway, if there's no other questions, we can all fall down at the very soft and wonderful lotus feet of that great personality who's destroying our bonds of material existence. Srila Prabhupada ki. Oh, one more thing that Hari Parsad said. Krishna was bound up with ropes, therefore he was crying. So why was he crying? Because Krishna's he's not bound by the modes of material nature. For the first time he's being bound, so he's beginning to understand the situation of us fallen souls, so he was crying for us.